and the topic is degrees of comparison. When we talk about degrees of comparison, this is yet another topic which you people understand as well as know from the very childhood. As we are talking about degrees of comparison, do you all know that what is comparison? Why do we do comparison? And which degrees do we talk? We've discussed degrees and angles in mathematics. Now, which is this concept of launching? What is this concept of launching degrees in English as well as degrees of comparison? Fine. This is a little bit a different thing, no? Positive degree or comparative degree, superlative degree. Do you remember or are you getting a hint of this, children? Fine, I'll flash a slide and you check and then tell. Do you remember this topic? See, this slide will show you and flash you and take you to a flashback. You all know the degrees of comparison for adjectives: positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. Fine. These are the set of examples which will actually reconciliate or refresh the topic called as degrees of adjectives in your mind. Taking this B part, this is chapter number 1, B part of degrees of comparison, page number 7 in your grammar textbooks. Children, one more thing. When we are talking about positive, comparative, and superlative degrees of adjective, why? For example, we want to when we are comparing one, if we are not comparing anything to anyone, any object to any other object. For example, the positive degree is used. Now, for example, this chocolate is very sweet in taste. I repeat, this chocolate is very sweet in taste. Fine. What is the degree of comparison over here? There is no comparison. It is one single chocolate and one quality. When we are talking about adjectives, we all know adjectives are the words which actually state the quality of an object, person, or anything. When we are talking about quality, quantity, or you can say when we are talking about any special feature which is a, you can say, which is a highlighted fact, quality, or feature, these all are executed by the with the help of an adjective, here when I am taking this sentence that this chocolate is very sweet, there is no degree of comparison, that is, it is just normal. Sweet is the adjective having the positive degree. Fine, no comparison. Now, if I say that Sheila's chocolate is more sweeter than my chocolate, or eats Sheila eats a chocolate which is more sweet than mine. So now here we have comparison between two. That is a comparison which is taken between two people. Hereover we use the comparative degree of adjectives. I repeat, hereover we use comparative degree. Fine, children. Now, this is the last and the most accurate degree. Accurate, why? Because it is the one out of the lot. The feature of this degree is one out of the whole or one out of the lot. That is the best. Yes, the best. For example, Ram is the best child of our class. I repeat, Ram is the best student of our class. So when we are talking about the adjective ending with est, it means the best, that is the one out of the lot. Now, what topic we are going to study today? What topic we are going to deal with today is transformation of degrees of comparison. For example, we can express the same idea using different comparison degrees, and we can state them in an eloquent manner. For example, this is the example which is actually flashing on your screens. Fine. John is as tall as Mike. Now, what is the adjective over here? I repeat, what is the adjective? It is specified with as tall, isn't it? So, tall is an adjective in the positive degree. Here we are comparing the height of two people with a positive adjective. If John and Mike are of the same height, how can we convert? Or how can we transform this sentence? That Mike is not taller than John. What was it? John is taller than Mike. Okay, who is taller? John. And Mike is not taller. So how will we state this sentence? That Mike is not taller than John. That means the way we did the exercise that was for types of sentences, in the very similar way we have to transform the sentence into this manner. Next example. If we are using both positive as well as comparative degree, what is it? John is as tall as Mike. Fine. And Mike is not taller than you, John. So this is what we have actually understood. Both the sentences, sentence number 1 and sentence number 2, both the sentences are actually same, just the way of representation has been changed. Fine. Okay, we'll switch to more examples. See, if we talk about this, that very few countries in the world are as large as China. This is the positive degree. If suppose we are converting it into the comparative degree, first check, have the look on first sentence. Very few countries in the world are as large as China. It deals with the positive degree. That is, there is no comparison. This is a nominal statement that very few countries in the world are as large as China. So what is the, you can say, mode of comparison, or what is the topic that is taken for comparison? It is China. So what is the first subject? That is China. And what are we talking? That very few countries in the world, are as large as. So what it means? That China plus is larger. What are the words that we are getting? Larger and other countries. Fine. These are the three phrases which we have derived from these. Fine, children. So what will be the sentence hence formed? It will be China is larger than most other countries, most of the countries in the world. Most of the countries in the world. Here over we have an erection that China is larger than most of other countries in the world. Next, when we are talking about the superlative degree, that is the highest degree of comparison, where China will be kept as the superlative thing. That is the, it will be at the top if you are taking. So it will be China is one of the largest countries in the world. You can see, children, a single statement can be molded into three different ways. One single statement, one single sentence can be stated into three different manners. First positive, second comparative, and then superlative. Now, if we switch to the next part, where actually it is from negative, it is stating the negative form of adjectives of sentences and how it has been converted into comparative as well as superlative. Let's see. If your sentence is no other man was as strong as Hercules, no other man was as strong as Hercules, it is the positive degree. Means there is no comparison. It is normal sentence. It is a normal sentence or statements which is not stating anything else. It has no identity. Finally, there is no comparison. There is no identity of comparison. Right here, it means it is a nominal statement given which states that no other man was as strong as Hercules. And if we are changing it from positive to comparative, now it was standing no other man, but what is the subject, what is the main ethic of the sentence? That is Hercules. Okay, again, if we check up with this, that first part is Hercules. Okay, Hercules. Now what is, how will we take the other part? We are talking about his strength, so was strong. And then other than him, obviously. So hence the sentence formed is Hercules was stronger than any other man. Okay, so now when we were so if we talk about the superlative degree, what is it? We were talking about Hercules. So Hercules was the strongest man in the world. It will be as simple as anything that without thinking you will write that Hercules was the strongest man in the world. Let's take one more example which is starting with no other. Okay, simply you can see over here that no other. This sentence has also started with no other. No other boy in the class is as intelligent as James. So this is, you can say this is an indirect way of representing also. Suppose no other boy in the class is as intelligent as James. So this is your first positive degree. Okay, if we talk about the comparative degrees, what will be the answer? Without looking at the screen, try to get the answer. First will be James, second will be no other boy, and in the class. So James is more intelligent than it, because when we are talking about the comparative degree, what is the word we use for comparative degree? More. And for superlative degree, most. Do not forget the basic rules by which we form the comparative as well as the superlative degrees. Okay, James is more intelligent than any other boy in the class. Next, if you have, obviously James is the most intelligent boy in the class. This is the superlative degree. I think you might be able to understand now easily. Next, when we talk about this is the same. Now, before going to this, we have one more slide to be explained because this is a little important for you. Okay, no other boy in the class is as intelligent as James. We have already done. Fine. Now, very few Indian saints were as popular as Vivekananda. This is the very first example I gave to you. Very few starting. Very few means out of the lot, only some were there. Okay. This is the explanation of the positive sentence that we are talking. That very few Indian saints were as popular as Vivekananda. We are talking about Vivekananda. Okay. So if we are getting it into comparative degree, so Vivekananda was more popular. What is, again, if we are talking about the formation, what is the first thing? It is Vivekananda. It is about Swami Vivekananda. plus we are talking about popularity, plus we are talking about saints of India. We are talking about saints of India. So hence the sentence formed will be Vivekanand was one of, no sorry, was more popular than most of the other Indian saints. This is comparative. And superlative hopefully is very easy for you. Nobody can have a doubt in that Vivekanand was the most popular saints, or you can say it can have another answer that Vivekanand was one of the most popular Indian saints. Now, this is a little comparison worthy. Maria is not as intelligent as Sonia. Now, this is directly comparison, direct comparison, that she is not as intelligent as her, as she is. So, comparative degree will be Sonia is more intelligent than Maria. Fine. Now, please note this. When a comparison is made between two individuals, we normally use the superlative degree. I repeat, when a comparison is made between two individuals, we do not normally use the superlative degree. For example, Alice is the prettier of the two sisters. More natural that Alice is the prettiest of the two. Fine. Now, children, I want you to have a revision of verbs. I repeat, the verbs we had done, the subject verb agreement that I have taught you in the last class. I want you to have a revision. We'll just have a quick revision and then we'll move ahead. Yes. One of my friends in Romania, one of my friends dash in Romania, whether it will be live or lives. Yes, children, what will be the answer? Lives. Each of the boys dash given a booklet. Was or were? Tell children, tell. Each of the boys was or were? It will be. Tell. What will be this? Children, I am repeating due to some error. I could not get it. Okay. I will repeat the answer. Oil and water do not mix or does not mix? Do not mix. Slow and steady dash. Win the race or wins the race? Obviously wins the race. Fine. Getting to the next slide. Either Sam or Maria dash responsible for this. Is or are. What will be the answer? I told you when we are talking about either or, neither nor, we'll be using is or was or has, that is singular verb. Is responsible. Either Samuel or his friends have taken money, has taken money, have taken money. When it is either or, yes. Next. There dash a lot of mangoes on the tree. This is very easy. Any one of you can tell that there are a lot of mangoes on the tree. There dash a lot of work to do. There is or are. There is work is always unitary. Next. Yeah. Where dash you been all this while? Have or has? Where have you? Yes, you all know. Where have you been all this while? The boss and her secretary, dash lunch together. Eats lunch together or eat lunch together? Eat lunch together. So, this is it, children. Thank you so much and hope you all have understood about these degrees of comparison. If you have a doubt, kindly put up the queries. And children, do not forget, today it is the last day. It is the children, kindly do not forget a simple set of instruction that has been given to you. Children, your assignments should reach us on time, because if you will not submit the assignments on time, you will not be given the appropriate marks you deserve. Thank you, and Sairam. I hope my children will do very well in exams. Children, you have queries, you have a lot of queries regarding to the your PT2, or you can say term 1 exams, essay 1 exams. Children, this time the examinations will be for 40 marks. Okay, children, 40 marks. And apart from that, it will be MCQ plus subject, semi subjective portion type also. Children, do not take stress, the paper will be easy. Please, I repeat this instruction again, that kindly be thorough with your text. Thank you, and have a good day ahead.